All right, let's get into this Nick Merks situation. So Nick Merks is a big streamer. He's part of FaZe, I think. He's got
6.7 million on Twitch
and like 4 million on YouTube, and 4 million on YouTube. He's got a couple million followers on Twitch. He's a very well-known streamer. He had the very, 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 very controversial and dangerous opinion of leave kids alone, which is a horrifically bad thing to say, apparently, when you are a company that panders to, you know, groomers and things like that. So he said this on Twitter, and it was response to another guy. MLG Puckett is his name. I guess he's a big streamer too. And then that guy was basically pushing the whole, let people love who they want to love. Now, here we are with Call of Duty taking his operator bundle out of the store immediately, and they are facing massive backlash. Now, we're going to listen to what Nick Merks' response is. He does a lot of rambling, but I think it's important to get the full context here so people can hear everything he has to say. This is before they took the skin out of the Call of Duty game. So let's listen in, hear what he's got to say. These freaks don't deserve an explanation like this for what he said. What he said was there's nothing wrong with it.
I didn't like what I was seeing, man. Okay, I saw parents brawling in front of a fucking school with kids. I just didn't fucking like it. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand how that video would piss some people off. It pissed me off. Okay. Now, I mean, full transparency. You know, how do I put this? I gotta be very, very careful here. I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm making a lot of people mad. Wasn't my intention. I mean, listen, my wife and I just had a baby. Brand new father. You know, we seen these kinds of videos. It's sad, you know. But her and I agree that we want to be the ones to talk to our kid about things like that. I'm trying to keep it really simple, just so we don't have to get too crazy about it, because there's nothing to get crazy about. It's just it really is that simple. I think I just have a bigger perspective on this now, being a parent, than I did maybe 2 months ago. So, you know, the video bothered me, right? And that's I just don't think it's any place for a teacher or a school. I don't think it's the place to speak about things like that. And it's not that I think that it shouldn't be spoken about. If that's what you got from that tweet, then you're just wrong. I don't have any quarrel with anybody in here. I don't have any quarrel with people on the internet. It wasn't an anti, I guess, gay tweet. That wasn't what it was. Now, listen, if you have issues with me or if you have issues with that tweet, then, hey, listen, I'm down to agree to disagree. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But if you think that I hate you because you're a certain way, you just couldn't be any more wrong. That's not the truth. I've said things in my past. I've done things in my past. We all have. Okay. People grow. People get better. It's part of life, man. Okay. And I've grown a lot as a human being on play. I'm sure we all have. Okay. I do not feel that way. I just simply feel that I want to be the one and my wife wants to be the one to speak with our child about stuff like that. And that was the tweet. That was the tweet. You can take the tweet if you want and you can spin it, flip it, flop it, quote tweet it. You can put 10 paragraphs on top of it. You can do whatever you want to it to make you feel better if that's what you want to do. But that was the tweet. Okay. So if you came here to hear that, I hope you feel a little better about it. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I know that I did. I'm not apologizing about the tweet because I don't feel like it's wrong. I'm going to stand by what I said. I'm not going to delete the tweet. You know, I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly the point I was trying to make by tweeting my response. You know, and
that's kind of the gist of it right there. Again, I think that's way too much explaining, although I do appreciate that he's staying by it and he's saying he's not going to delete the tweet. But this was before they removed the operator skin from Call of Duty, and that context needs to be added. But right here, due to recent events, we have removed the Nick Merks operator bundle from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone store. We are focused on celebrating pride with our employees and our community. All this because Nick Merks said the unbelievably dangerous thing of leave the children alone. Jay, what do you think about all this?
It's disgusting. It goes back
amazing.
to where they want teachers and other people to raise your children. Nick obviously said, I've got a child now, and I want to be the one. I'm the parent. I want to be the one that talks to my child about these issues. I agree. This isn't something that should be taught in school because they're not the parents of these children. These people were upset because they wanted teachers to teach the kids about things concerning the LGBTQ community. And they wanted the children to celebrate Pride Month in their schools. And Nick just a small opinion. I just leave the kids alone. And it seems like more and more people are saying stuff because they're going after the children. And people are like, leave the kids alone. Like, live your life. We're not, coming after you for how you want to live your life. We're coming, because you're trying to push whatever you're trying to push on others. And it's like, that's where we draw the line. You're an adult. You make adult decisions. Live the life the way you want to live. Don't condemn me if I choose not to live like that. Call of Duty was just, see you later. We stand with that. They drew a line in the sand, and that is their right as a company that they could do whatever they want, but it's also our right to talk about it and say, well, we're done with it.
A few things. I'm interested to know, and we probably will never get the full answer. Did Activision go to Nick Merks first and give him the option and say, hey, listen, this is where we stand right now. We would like you to apologize and delete the tweet, or else if you don't, we're going to remove the operator's skin. And if Nick Merks stood up for it, and if he stuck it to him and said, no, that's fine, go ahead and remove my skin from the store because I'm not apologizing for anything, I think that would also make this whole situation a lot more interesting. And you have to look at both sides of the coin here on this debate. One side is literally threatening and calling for Nick Merks to kill himself, death threats over this statement. What's the other side doing? We're just saying don't play Call of Duty. We're saying boycott Call of Duty. Fuck this shit. Like, uninstall it. There's other better first-person shooter games out there. Simply don't play this game if they're going to take these kind of drastic measures. But Nick Merks has an opinion as a brand new father, a new dad, and this happens. This happens to men and women when they're young, and then all of a sudden, when they're a parent, they start to view the world through a different lens. And we're seeing this with Nick Merks, and it's not in a bad way. This is in a good way. This just tends to happen. And Nick Merks has this opinion, and Call of Duty just to remove it and said, we don't stand with our creators. We don't stand with people that play our game. You know what we stand with? Pride. And they drew their line in the sand. And like Jay said, they're allowed to as a corporation. They're allowed to do that. But we're also, as consumers, allowed to say, well, we don't want your product. We don't want it then. So Call of Duty thinks that they can make a reaction off of Nick's opinion. Well, the fans, the consumers, their player base, we can make an opinion based off of their opinion too.
I care that the official Call of Duty account decided to take a hard stance on someone saying, leave kids alone. If the official Fortnite account starts talking like that, then I guess at that point I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I couldn't. I told Beardo this. Like, I uninstalled every fucking Call of Duty off my PlayStation. Thanks for the space. Now don't need a fucking memory card like I bought the other day now. And that's just me. Like, I just can't in good conscience want to play this game right now. So in terms of just like the overall thing, like ultimately, I hope that enough people see this for what it is. They don't. Fuck Call of Duty from my perspective. I ain't supporting them. I ain't doing it no more. And we'll see how this whole thing plays out.